ready to get back in the swing of hopefully everybody's had a good summer. Welcome to the August Legislative Committee meeting. And I don't know. Here's some more starting the meeting in Teams. It's very confusing, I think, sometimes when we set it up in our calendar because it automatically moves it to Teams. But anyway, I will tell them. But anyway, welcome. And we wanted to just do a quick meeting just to update everybody on where we are with everything. So welcome everybody. And I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Boatwright, our director, to update us. And I'm going to quit sharing my screen and let her be the focus of our.
Maybe continue sharing your screen so I'm a small box instead of a
You
big.
want me to do that? Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all's time today, and this will be a brief meeting. I just wanted us to get together and get back in the habit of meeting, because I'm meeting with Carol, Christopher Parrish in a couple of weeks to talk about our strategy around the Advocacy Academy. So I wanted to update you on a few things as we get rolling. As you know, this is the time of the year where we really start trying to think about what our priorities will be. Last year, we had a couple. One was to support any legislation that brought more mental health services to children of all ages. I've been chatting with different people. There are a few people in the waiting room. I'm going to view right quick and let them in. And been talking with a few folks just as I've seen them, and I believe we are continuing to struggle to find the services that are needed for our the kids that are served, which is in turn driving the turnover and a lot of folks that leave. And so my recommendation is that we continue to have that as one of our priorities. The other reason is it's a 2-year legislative calendar, so we'll see some things that are left over from last year kind of crop back up. So I don't know that wildly changing our priorities would make that much sense. The second thing that we have talked about, but I don't know if we formally talked about it as a group, and we don't have to make a decision about this today, but I want you to be thinking about it. The pay raises have been wonderful. There was speculation that, the revenues would be down. Well, I don't know if y'all saw the report, but, we had record state revenues again this year that closed out June 30th. And the conversation that I'm beginning to have, and I want Carol's assistance in helping me know strategically, who really will listen that has some influence. I mean, we're going to talk about it with anybody, but to have a special sit-down meeting is this sort of progressive increase for service that is not in place right now, that I don't think we'll see it. This is going to take some planting some seeds over a couple of years, but I think that is the next responsible thing to do that could help us hopefully hang on to our employees a little bit more. And so right now, that's kind of what's in my mind as we move forward. So just be thinking about that and think about if we need to add to our priorities. So that's one reason I wanted to meet. The second is to let you know that we do want to do the Legislative Academy again this year. Of course, it'll need to be online. Let me take a sidebar for a minute, because I keep getting asked this question, and we sent out a July update, But I know not everybody gets the emails for reasons that Rhonda and I cannot understand or figure out. But no conference this year in August due to the travel restrictions. So what we're doing in place of that is hoping we can coordinate some local events, some networking events. We have our first one in Douglas County on August 18th. We're doing a staff training during the day. This is sponsored by the Douglas County Board. We're doing a training for all staff on the 18th during the day. The first part of the day will be Bradley is coming down from coming over from the state office to talk about what's going on with Medicaid unwinding and what is happening, what is going to happen, what can be expected, because and this is at the direction of Dee Dee, having an understanding by all of the staff as to what is going on, what is driving this uptick of traffic to the county, the front office. So that'll be the first part of the morning, is just an overview of this is where we are in OFI. These are the reasons that this is happening. These are the things that are contributing to where we are. This is what we're doing to remedy it, that sort of thing. We're going to have lunch, also sponsored by the board. And then that afternoon, the staff will receive some verbal judo training, and that's all staff. You know, originally, I think it was intended for child welfare staff in the field, but increasingly, emotions are heightened in the county office. And so that afternoon, there'll be some verbal judo training. And then from 5 to 7 will be an after hours networking event. And so that's the kind of thing that we're hoping to do to keep our keep GPHSA on the forefront of people's minds, and to understand what we do, and to also continue to work toward what our purpose is, which is advocacy, networking, and professional development. So that's the sidebar. No conference this year. We're trying to do more local and regional events to reduce the travel. And so if any of you would like to talk about setting something like that up, reach out to me, and love to help. It's been great working with Dee Dee and her board, and I'm really excited about it. Okay, back to legislative priorities and the Advocacy Academy. Want to have the Advocacy Academy starting this fall. That will lead up to having a day at the Capitol. We know now that pre-pandemic, a day at the Capitol looked like one thing. Now we know you reserve one of the rooms. It's a side room, and you bring in Chick-fil-A, and you invite legislators to stop by, and they do so. So in many ways, it is a lot cheaper than what we were doing before with the reception. The reception was a minimum of $3,500, and it's very difficult to spend that much on Chick-fil-A lunches, and the legislators seem to appreciate it. So we want to build toward that in January, and also combine it with a private tour of the Capitol. So just kind of looking ahead over the next 4 or 5 months, that is what we'll be doing to build up to it. So I just wanted to kind of tell you what we're working on and what we're building toward as we're gearing up toward. It's hard to believe it's already time to be thinking about this session, but you know, we're 4 months away from a new year. What's the mind blown emoji? But it is that's how I feel. Any questions, any suggestions while we're here? Just a chance to kind of talk for a few minutes, and you can stop sharing your screen now, since someone else might be talking, and it won't blow me up to a life-size figure. There's Dawn Chris. I'm going to admit her.
Susan, if we, maybe you don't know, but you said we did once again very well with the budget. So why is there still like a travel ban? And that's the confusing part, I guess, for me.
I don't know. I haven't talked to anybody since those budget figures came in. I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing it is because we continue to expend a good bit of money. Please know, this is me like reading tea leaves. No one has told me this, but I have to think it has to be connected to the amount of money we're expending on kids needing a hotel room and needing the services that they need that we have to pay for from state dollars, and specifically travel. I don't know what budget code that comes from for different programs, but I do know for the annual conference, that is all state funds, and those are the same funds that are used to pay for those things. So it's not really a full answer, but that's what I put together. Specifically for the GPHSA conference. I don't know about your daily travel. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking, take some of that surplus that we had such a good year with and stick some in that pot of money to,
Yes,
those kind of things are also such a morale booster for staff.
absolutely. And that is a good point. It is more of an internal advocacy issue than one. The legislators give the budget, and the budget, I haven't even talked to Demetrius to see if it is a level budget again. I know Jackie Tate is planning to come to the Douglas event. I invited her because legislators will be there and they like to come whenever, they like the opportunity as well. And so I'll see what kind of information I can get about our budget parameters that are being given this year. They typically tell the agencies what is it a level budget? Can it be increased by X? Can it be decreased by X? In the past few years, it seems like it's been a level budget with some stuff added once the session starts. Like it's at the recommendation of the governor that increases are given. They're not like included in the budget, if that makes sense. That
right, yeah.
The agencies. Let me see if I can do some talking around and see. It may be that we just needed to get to the next fiscal year and the travel and reassess the travel, and it is about to be lifted. It will not be lifted in time for the conference, but perhaps it will be lifted in time to start making an impact on morale, like you said. Let me see what I can find out about that.
And also, Susan, I would just like to throw Henry out there anytime you want GPHSA to come that way to have one of the events. We would love to have. I know. There.
We are at your service, my friend. So you tell me. Rhonda and I have been working on our hospitality skills. We talked about them often. What we should include in the chicken salad and pimento cheese and fruit that we will have. And we are ready. So you let us know.
Perfect.
And we also, this is kind of good news. Some of the annual conference sponsors are interested in just being corporate level sponsors is not the right word, but there'll be some refreshments served at the after hours events that we really don't need to purchase with GPHSA funds, sort of like they do the president's reception. And so we have a commitment I just heard back from Rhonda. I didn't even tell you this because I didn't know this morning. Just heard back from the credit union today, but SMI and Dover that you referred us to last year, both still want to contribute. And so you know, it's not, depending on how many members you have, if you have 60% membership in your county, then we won't charge for the reception. If you don't, then there'll be a small fee just for mine and Rhonda's time and the cost of the food and whatnot, if that makes sense. Douglas is going to have 60% membership. So basically their networking event is free for staff and partners.
How do I see, am I responsible for showing, or does Rhonda have like a chart to see how many in Henry? I'm assuming it includes OFI as well, like.
Oh yeah,
total.
yeah. Anybody paid out of Henry, you can send if you want it. Well, I'll let Rhonda answer. I'm thinking if you sent a staff list, we could compare it against our
Right.
membership.
That almost would be the easiest, because I don't think the list that we have with the people attached to the counties or the regions, I don't even think that's close to being accurate, because people have moved and this and that. We just have no way to capture it. So I think what you need to do is send me the list, and then I can just compare with the names that we have.
I'll do that, Rhonda.
Okay.
And legislators are being invited to this networking event. And so that it's a good way to kind of cover all the bases of what we're trying to do. There's no agenda. It's just a meet and greet, but it puts you in the same room and you can establish a connection, and hopefully it'll be there, you know, when the session starts and you feel like you can reach out. Anybody else? But Angie, let's talk. Yeah, we'd love to head your way. Any thoughts?
We have crickets. Crickets. It's been a minute since we've been together.
It has, and that's one of the reasons I just wanted to kind of get this back on everybody's mind, that we'll be pulling together monthly again. And I will say also, I don't know if y'all know this or not, and I guess it's okay to share it, but you know, Gretchen, who co-hosts this group, was in a really bad accident in June, apparently, and is still recovering. And so just keep her in your thoughts, and maybe send her a note. I don't think she's back at work yet. And I see a few other committee chairs on here. I'm going to be reaching out to all of the committee chairs over the next week or so, and just checking in, see how you're doing, see if you feel like your committee is on point. I know it's very hard to keep up the attendance and the participation when it's always virtual. But just, you know, if there's anything we can do to help you with that, we want to. So if you get a call from me or an email from me, I'm just checking in. If you're a committee chair, to see if you're okay still continuing for the next year. It's usually a 2-year term. So I think that's all my news.
What time does the thing start at Douglasville?
It is 5 to 7.
No, I meant the whole everything.
Oh, everything starts at 10:30 is
Okay.
the training or the Medicaid OFI kind of overview. Then there's lunch, and then there's the verbal judo, I think from 1:30 to 4:30, and then the after hours is 5 to 7. And
Thanks.
after hours is at an event space. It's right off of I-20.
Okay.
Very, very close to I-20. I went over there and looked at it Thursday.
All right.
All righty.
Anything else before we sign off? Well, we'll plan to connect again next month just to get into the habit. I mean, even if it's, you know, today's only 20 minutes, just to get back and acclimating to our meetings. So, thank y'all for joining, and we will return the rest of the day to you. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next month.
Y'all take care. I miss seeing you.
I know, I hate that.
Me too.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Y'all have a good one.
You too.
Bye.